Welcome back to the channel, and if you're not subscribed, then please subscribe. Hopefully you enjoy this video and it may help you doing your rear brake pads on your Audi A1. Today we're going to show you how to change the rear brake pads on an Audi A1 and advise what tools you'll need to do the job and what to be careful with while you're doing the job. There's something which catches people out if you don't know about it. There's a solid brake pipe on these which goes to the caliper with a little flexi on the end, but the solid part of the brake pipe is easily snapped if you're not careful when moving the calipers around. The tools we're going to be using today are more than you need for a DIY job at home. We have battery powered nut guns and a high-end wind back tool for the caliper piston, but you can do this with basic tools. You'll need a breaker bar, 17mm socket to remove the wheel, 13mm and a 15mm spanner to remove the caliper, and a basic wind back tool for winding the piston back to allow the new pads to fit in. Good practice is also to use some brake grease on the contact points where the pad sits in the carrier. But that is all you'll need to do this job. Ideally, a torque wrench as well to torque your wheel nuts up once you've finished the job and got your wheel back on the car. So you start by taking the 13 and 15mm spanners and remove the two 13mm bolts that hold the caliper in place. The 15mm spanner is used to stop the slider from spinning with the bolt, otherwise you won't actually thread the bolts out. Now when you're slackening these off, they do have a bit of thread lock on, so sometimes you can get them out with your fingers once you've cracked them off. Most of the time you'll need to use the spanners. As you see here, I tried my fingers and it didn't work. So once you've got both bolts removed, then you should be able to pull the caliper off the pads, but sometimes they can be a little bit tight like this one. I just used a flat bladed screwdriver to gently pry it back and remove it. Now here is where you need to be careful. The calipers has a brake pipe which has a flexible part on the end but then changes to a solid pipe, and if you're too aggressive you can actually snap and break the pipe. On newer models they're generally okay, but on the older ones they can break quite easily because they get brittle from age. With this being a 2020 model, this one's a decent brake pipe. You can let the caliper hang on it, it's fine. The issue you've got is when you're obviously moving it back to take it off the pads, it only has so much stretch and flex. Don't pull it too far or you will obviously misshape the pipe, but it is okay to hang like we've got it here. Now using the wind back tool is a little bit fiddly with there not being much room to move the calipers, but there's just about enough room to work with. Just be careful not to twist the brake pipe when winding the piston back. Watching me wind the piston back probably isn't that interesting, so I've time-lapsed that part, and once you've got that done, just make sure the dust cover on the piston is not twisted. I used a tiny flat bladed screwdriver just to adjust it so it doesn't get caught when putting the caliper over the new pads. If you want to, before you start winding the piston back, you can actually just lift it a little bit with the flat bladed screwdriver and spray a little bit of WD-40 or any kind of penetrating oil behind it. What happens then is when you're winding the piston back, it just moves smoothly and it doesn't generally move the boot. Now here I'm just going back in with the wind back tool to line the piston up. Having OCD means that I like to have both the pistons lined up the same on both sides. It's not critical, you can leave them where you want to be honest, but I just like to keep them all straight. So I'm now going to use a flat blade screwdriver just to clean up the pad contact areas. Just means that when you put the new pads in you're not going to have any issues with them being tight or catching. You can also use a wire brush for this, but I prefer to use a flat bladed screwdriver. So before you put your pads in, you want to get some pad grease, and the areas which contact with the caliper carrier, just put a bit of pad grease on them. Helps to keep noise down, stop them squealing. Now on these particular pads for the Audi A1, they've got a sticky backing on them, so it holds them to the actual caliper and to the piston, is to keep noise down, stop them rattling, but you need to remove those backings so that when you put the caliper back on, they're able to stick like they should. Now be careful when you're putting the pads into the carrier. Sometimes they will fall out. I was lucky here when I put them in, I could see that they were going to hold, but if you're not careful they will drop out with the design that they are. Now it's back to your 13 and your 15mm spanner. Start both your bolts with your fingers. Again, they've got thread lock on them, so you'll need then to use the spanners to wind them in. Tighten those up and give them a little nip. They don't need to be over tight. You don't need to swing on them because you're likely to snap them or do the threads in, but just give them a good nip and then you're okay. So your top bolt and your bottom bolt are both 13mm. Your inner bolts there are 15mm, and just make sure that the spring on the inner pad is held correctly in the caliper. So the final checks that everything is tight, then pump the brake pedal to bring the pads out to the discs. Make sure that you do that before you use the handbrake, then it's ready for the wheel back on. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button, and subscribing really helps the channel grow. See you on the next one.